Hello, welcome to Prequel, Sequel, Requel, the show where we pick a film or a franchise and give it a prequel, a sequel, and a requel with a panel of comedians. Tonight we are doing the classic The Lost Boys. I'm going to bring the panel straight in with us. First of all, we've got none other than Eddie French. Here he is. Hello, Eddie.
Hello, everyone. Are you all right? Yeah, I'm good, mate. How are you?
I'm good, thank you very much. Yes, very
Lovely.
Good. Quick welcome to everybody watching on Facebook. We'll, as the numbers keep going up, we'll start waffling. But how's your week been?
My week's been okay. It was a bit miserable weather-wise, but yeah, it has been very nice. Thank you. How about yours? What have you been up to?
It's been all right. Yeah, not too much. You know, it's been a warm day today. Though it's a bit sweaty, I'll say.
I got a new shirt off my mum.
Good. Leopard print. You look like Carol Baskin.
Yeah, I look like a Dorian off of Birds of a Feather.
You do, yes. Well done, you. Best character on it, really, if we're honest. Right, let's bring another panelist in. We've got none other than Natalie Smeaton this evening.
Hey.
Hello.
How you doing?
All right, not too bad. Everybody's so pleasant. I want one person to come in. Maybe we'll get lucky with Phil, just to come in and go, "Oh, you buggers," like that, just to mix it up a bit, you know. But it will happen. If you want
to do that whilst wearing the mask of a popular Hollywood actor, you never know.
Maybe not. I don't know. Who knows with Phil? It's anything could happen. How's your week been, Nat? First of all,
you know what,
are you back at work?
Week. I'm back at work. I spent the whole week getting the shop ready to reopen on Monday. So yeah, it's been busy week.
Can we plug your shop?
Yeah, come down to Lush at the White Rose on Monday.
White
We're
Rose.
Open.
You'll see that and you'll go, "Oh, I watched you down that show, Natalie. You were fantastic. Better than them people. Things. What we're going to say, is there any offers on Monday?
No offers, I'm afraid.
No. Get that money back in. Come on. Get that Lush money.
Exactly.
Right. It's time for our final panel member of the evening. Here he is. It's Phil Smith. Here he is.
Here he is.
Hey.
Oh, it's too late. I got him.
He wants to suck your blood.
I'll look a bit like me. Oh,
if Rick Mail was a vampire.
I was just reminded of Phil's throat fetish. You'd probably love this episode, wouldn't
you? Just going to make a few tweaks to my stories.
Oh, delving back in. No, if you've never seen the show before, very quickly, I'll explain what happens. We've picked The Lost Boys tonight. Our panelists here are going to pitch us their prequels, their sequels, and their requels for The Lost Boys. We're aware that 2 films existed as sequels, direct to DVD. We're going to ignore them. These guys are going to come up with their ideas for those. They get a minute to pitch them, and then the other panelists can give them a question about the pitch to see if it's rock solid, and then we vote. And you can help on Facebook with the votes as well after each section. And then later on in the episode, you can join us by suggesting new titles for a Muppets film. So any new Muppets can be a bit daft. If any kids are watching as well, there might be a bit of language in the show. It's an adult show. So Phil usually throws a couple of F-bombs in just to keep on his...
I've got to say, Phil's gurning is great.
He won't be able to say them very clearly with the gnashes in.
Yes,
no.
Hello, study.
Nobody's ever met a decent pair of false teeth where you can still speak through them, have they? You know, all these comedy things.
Out the shit.
Yeah, they are.
Shit. It's a Welsh word beginning with a double L. It's shit.
Right. Let's begin though. So we have picked The Lost Boys. I like to do this every time. I'll remind everybody a little bit of the plot to The Lost Boys if you've not seen it in a while. This is the DVD box, how they sold the film back in the day. You ready for this? Very briefly, this one. Very brief. Here we go. Sam and his older brother Michael are all American teens with all American interests. But after they moved with their mother to peaceful Santa Carla, California, things mysteriously begin to change. Michael's not himself lately, and Mum's not going to like what he's turning into. The Lost Boys reshapes vampire tradition, deftly mixing heart-pounding terror, rib-tickling laughs, and a body-gyrating rock soundtrack.
Oh,
I know. Hey, there's that song that's in this film all the way through. What is it? That That one where it's doing all chanting and all that. You know,
Cry Little Sister.
That's the one. Yeah, they love that song. And it's like in every scene they go, "Oh, stick it back on." You know, all right, all right. We'll buy you soundtrack. God,
it's 50p for jukebox. Pop it on. Go on.
Pop it on again. There's every way of it being in the film is that. We're getting comments already. It's already flying. Here we go. We'll do some of these before we start. We got Gemma there. Hi, Chris. Hi, Gemma. Thanks for joining us. You all right?
Oh, just Chris.
New viewer. She doesn't like any of you. Clearly, she's met Eddie as well. She obviously didn't make an impact.
Yeah.
We got our old friend Bob's coming to say hello. There we go. Oh, hiya, Bob. He's got advertising there on his DJing. Bob's gone live. That's what he calls his DJing set. And we got hello, Michael Forrest again, our friend there from hello from sunny Kendall. Oh, hello, the Forrests.
Hi, Michael.
Looking a bit like DCI Gene Hunt on your profile picture there, Michael. That's a good one. Like,
no,
the bastard.
Either that or he stood on a bit of Lego, maybe. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Same face, isn't it? Right then, so let's crack on with the Lost Boys. We're going to go for our prequels first. So first of all, this evening, I'm going to start with Phil. We know the drill. I'm going to put a minute on the clock. If you just join us on Facebook, hello. We're going to do our minute-long pitches for the Lost Boys. Feel free to comment as we go on this. So, Phil, are you ready with your prequel?
I'd like to make a statement before we start, because we're allowed statements.
Is it a disclaimer or a statement?
It's a statement. I'd just like to say, well done for actually choosing a good film this week. Well done. You know, that's really good.
Last week's choice was Avatar, and we got no end of flack off everybody. We got some more people saying hello. Hang on.
Hi.
Hello, Kathy. Hello, Andy as well.
Kathy.
I reckon Kathy's in charge. It's her profile because Andy just sits on the sofa. Yeah, knowing well. He just sits there chipping in with comments. So he might put some, I'm sure. Right, hang on. We'll get to Phil's thing. Hello, everyone else too as well.
Gemma.
Sorry about that.
Okay,
I'll think
Gemma.
nothing of it.
No need to apologise, Gemma, at all to this rabble. It's fine. Right then, Phil. Let's get on with your pitch, your prequel. Are you ready for this?
Yes, let's go.
A minute on the clock is starting right now for you.
So you'll recall at the end of Lost Boys where Grandpa says, one thing about living in Santa Carla is I could never stomach all those damn vampires. So the prequel is set in 1950 Santa Carla, and there's a spate of murders that have been taking place at drive-through movie shows. A cop, whose name we never know, goes undercover in a local drag racing gang. The gang are often seen at drive-throughs just before these horrific murders happen. The leader of the gang is called Max. He's a young, tall, teddy boy type guy. And sorry, I've lost my trail of thought there. Hang on a minute. Basically, this gang are killing and feeding on vulnerable teenagers. And our cop, whose name we don't know yet, he gets deep involved undercover with this, but he's hiding his very own secret. He's only a goddamn werewolf. Yeah, I know. So he fights them all, and then at the end it turns out to be a young version of Grandpa. There you go.
Cool. Okay.
Can I just have a statement?
His name was Officer Grandpa.
And it ties into does it tie into Teen Wolf as well, or not?
Grandpa Van Helsing.
Grandpa Van Helsing. All right, that was a good pitch. That was a minute long. Eddie and Nat, have you got any questions for Phil there about his watertight prequel there? Yeah, go on.
Okay, so we've just discovered from you that Grandpa is a werewolf, right? Yeah. So how did Grandpa become a werewolf? What happened? When did that happen?
It was
sent off for it in the post.
Yeah.
Subscription box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He got it with his I'm a member of the Desperate Dan pie eating gang.
That was simpler times, wasn't it? Simpler times.
No, he actually I've thought about this. It was a mutated experiment from Nazi war criminals. Was
he bitten by a radioactive Nazi war criminal? What do you mean?
A radioactive meerkat.
He took on all the powers of a radioactive Nazi.
Yep.
Meerkat.
A radioactive meerkat escaped from a Nazi lab. Typical Nazi, blonde hair, round glasses, looks sinister.
One their round glasses.
That's what they all look like. These mad Nazi
Yeah,
scientists.
you're right. Yeah. All the
Come
all
on,
the Nazi
Chris.
scientists.
You
Yeah,
should
you're
know
right.
this.
I should, because I do study Nazi scientists.
I've seen the
Didn't you do your
memorabilia in your
degree in-
bedroom.
You did a degree in Nazi scientist, Chris, didn't you?
I did. Yeah,
You did?
just the round
Yeah?
glasses ones. Just the ones
Just
that had
around,
round
yeah.
glasses.
Most of them ended up in NASA, to be fair. So
Yeah, they actually did.
Operation Paperclip took them over.
Yeah,
So
they did.
yeah,
And
easy to find out what they did.
that's how they got him. Well done, Eddie.
So I'll add that to the thing. Meerkat, right? Got it.
The twist. I'm sorry.
Got it. Now, have you got a question for Phil on his prequel?
I just did the question.
Oh, sorry.
Oh my God,
I thought
Chris.
I do apologise. I thought it were Eddie's because he took over the entire conversation. So, Eddie, have you got a question?
You've got a very strange way of saying improved the entire conversation.
That's what I meant.
Yeah, I thought so.
I'll put a ticker banner at bottom saying it.
Nice. So when is this set? This is 1950s, so there's sort of a greaser vibe to it, because there's sort of teddy boys and there's drag racing and stuff like that. Correct. So which 50s rebel anthem is going to be played over and over again, a la that song we can't remember from the original?
It's going to be actually a rock and roll version of When You're Strange, but a rock and roll version of it.
From before When You're Strange was written.
Yeah.
Can I ask an extra question?
You can ask. Yes, you can. Yeah.
If we're having like that whole Teddy Boy Grease sort of theme going through it, can this become a crossover film with Grease the musical?
I did think about this. I really did. But then I thought, no, that's a shit idea, Phil.
Oh.
You can't have Grease. You can have Grease too with Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yes, you can. You can have that one, because she would make a very good female vampire, I think.
That is true. For a minute there, I thought you were going to say I did consider that, but we didn't have the budget for it. No, I thought you were taking budget into consideration.
That's only in my sequels, Eddie.
Right. Okay.
Yes.
Cool. Right. That was Phil's pitch then for his prequel. Very good. Okay. We're going to move on to Eddie's now. I'm going to get you a minute on the clock, Eddie. Have you got anything to say before you start? Or forever rest?
I don't think I've got any disclaimers or qualifiers or anything like that. No.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yep.
Here we go.
Benjamin Franklin Pierce of Crabapple Cove, Maine, had a very bad time in Korea. He tried to move out to California to be near his friend and fellow Army medic BJ, but they grew distant as trauma set in from their time out there. So he moved to Santa Carla, slightly down the coast, and fathers a child, David. The PTSD proves too much for him and he flees. His son finds a photo of his father and his friends from the 4077th MASH unit and feels betrayed, so he becomes a proper bad lad and hangs out at the local video store until he is bitten and turned into a vampire because Donald Sutherland played Hawkeye in MASH and Kiefer Sutherland was in Lost Boys. I rest my case, Your Honor.
47 seconds. Okay.
Not a single one of them wasted.
Okay, questions while I add to my notes quickly. Nat, Phil, have you got anything for Eddie?
So how long before the film of the Lost Boys film has David been a vampire? Like 2 years, 10 years, 12 years? Like, was he bitten in the 50s? Like, what?
Oh no, he's a modern boy because we're putting this at around 86 or something like that, the film, I believe. So if he's 16 or so, it's 1970. Korea finished in 53. That's plenty of time for him to try and do his best. But then he, fathers a son late and then leaves.
Okay.
So no, I think David's only been a vampire for about 6 months, because they're still sort of pouncing around the place, aren't they? They're still in the sort of, hey, look at me, I'm a badass vampire. And they haven't got any of the, I'm so bored of being immortal, like they tend to get. That's my thinking on it anyway. In my prequel, that's how it works.
Okay, thank you.
It might contradict yours, but that's the whole point.
Phil, have you got a question?
I've got 2 questions, since Natalie was allowed 2. I think, therefore, I should be allowed 2.
He always has to, oh, my word.
Question number 1 is to Eddie.
Yeah. To me.
Who's the other one?
wait and see. Wait and see.
Okay.
Would you consider a role in the film for Donald Sutherland?
Yes, I would have him playing an aging Hawkeye Pierce from MASH, who is devoured by his own son, who realizes that the revenge wasn't actually worth it, and now he's a vampire. So he has to choose whether he's going to just go fully gung-ho, proper vampire, or retain his humanity like Michael does eventually. And so then he decides, nah, I'm a bad lad now. Look, I've got a cigarette behind me ear next to all this hairspray, which presumably means when he lights it, it'll just go boom, like that.
Okay.
That's what I always wondered about hairspray and cigarettes, but never mind.
My second question is again to Eddie.
Oh, I wasn't prepared for this.
That's a curveball nobody saw coming.
It's set, so you're saying this is set in the 70s?
No, it's set in it's set only about 6 months to a year before. 6 months to a year before the actual. I mean, the film is the life of. It shows David's father going through it, so it sort of maybe picks up around 1960, where he's been trying to be a sort of family doctor in a small place in Maine, but he's like, oh, I can't help but think about all of the horrible shrapnel wounds and the bombing and the shooting. So he goes out to move with his friend closer to his mate who understands it more in California, in San Francisco. That's how he gets out there. And then they grow distant, so he moves down and sires a child in Santa Clara.
You really thought about
my
this.
question was going to be about disco music, but since you answered that, I have no further questions.
Okay, right.
You know, I have a zero disco music policy in any of my pictures.
But that shirt would look awesome in 1976, brother.
It looks awesome at any time. Wander into the Middle Ages or the far future in this, and they would accept me as one of their own.
The Middle Ages. Who is this time traveler?
He'd be dressed like Pat Slater from East
Kill it with fire.
I like to dress a bit like a slag. Is there anything wrong with that? No.
Get your boobs out.
Somebody said that last week on the chat.
My clothes are not consent, Philip.
Oh,
right then, on that bombshell. Right, let's move on. Nat, it's your turn for your prequel.
Yep. Okay.
Are you ready? I've got a minute on the clock for you.
Okay.
Away you go.
Okay, so it's the 1930s. A young grandpa has a vampire encounter which nearly kills him. After this, he decides to join the Monster Institution for Naturalization, Gentrification and Education, which has the unfortunate acronym of MINGE, but it was a much simpler time then. The network is an organization dedicated to the integration or destruction of supernatural creatures who go rogue or are an offense to the genre, like those stupid sparkly ones. His colleague, Max, his best friend, he steals his girlfriend, Mrs. Johnson, who in the later film becomes Widow Johnson. And he's so mad, he doesn't help his friend Max when he's attacked and presumed killed by a group of vampires that they're trying to destroy. So later, Grandpa, who's retired, finds out that Max has sprung back up again in Santa Carla and decides to move there to keep an eye on him and see what he's doing. That's my prequel.
Okay, cool. Very good. Bang on a minute. Okay.
No one thought to give Grandpa a name.
No, poor Grandpa.
He does have a name, but I didn't bother writing it down.
There's no proof he has a name.
It's a boy.
Listed.
Oh, we'll call him Grandpa.
One day he will make a beautiful grandpa.
He's got a name in the credits. He does have a name.
Oh, does he?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he's not just Grandpa. Also, he was. I think in his time he was quite a well-known actor. That guy. He's quite a good cast, Lost Boys. I've got to say.
Yeah, he played another Grandpa in Blossom.
Oh,
He was a regular.
maybe that's the only work he did. Grandpa's.
He just did grandpa. Yeah.
Even when he was like 20. It's
Yeah.
just grandpa.
Yeah, that or he spent his 20s, 30s, 40s just auditioning, and they're like, something about it's just not right. And then one day he goes, oh, well, I suppose I'll do. And they go, do that again.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I was just, it's like, oh. My
can
daughter-
reveal-
I got another script for you. Am I a grandpa?
No,
Yes.
I
I can
just,
reveal, guys, he was also in Doc Hollywood and Sister Act 2 Back in the Habit. So there you go.
Oh,
he was
Oh.
the
Whoopi
man who
Goldberg's
ran the
grandpa.
school. He
Yeah.
was the
Grandpa
monk. He was the monk who ran the school. Yeah, and I know maybe he was getting his habit on a night, but he was. According to Google, he doesn't have a name. He's simply Grandpa.
Yeah.
Just Grandpa.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
apparently.
Chris.
Yeah.
Chris?
I'll do a deep
Yeah.
dive and get his name for you. It'll be on the
I have a
director's
question.
commentary.
I have a question.
Yes,
Yeah,
question.
yeah,
Sorry.
please tell me.
Natalie,
Yeah.
can you please tell us more about Minge?
Minge, which is the Monster Institution for Naturalization, Gentrification and Education, was set up by the counter group.
Who opened it?
The man who was in charge of CLIT, but he could never find it. So
If you're watching this with
unfortunately,
young kids, please send them out of the room. I did put
He
this
never
one at the
found
start.
yeah.
CLIT, which was the Corporation for Logistics and International Trade in Monsters, but they could never open it because they could never find it. So
Right.
it became Minge. Yeah.
Okay. So it was
It's
a bit of a
big,
grey
I mean,
zone.
It's
Bit of a grey
difficult to
zone.
find. Difficult to find a monster clit sometimes.
It's difficult to find any clip for some chaps. Yeah.
Some would
Do you know
some would say it was
It's in the
legendary.
same place
the
every time.
organisation.
He's near the top of the
I mean,
thing.
it's all been disbanded now.
I
Oh
mean, this
yes,
is the
Tyler,
kind of
you
this is the kind of response we're getting so far in the. Yeah, it's not very highbrow this show.
This is the level we've dropped down to, Anna.
If anybody's
These are
coming for
only the
intelligent
prequels.
things.
These are only the prequels, Chris. Come on.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, all the hard hitting sequels are coming up. Right, that was
touching moments.
Phil's question. That. So, Eddie, have you got a question for Nat?
If I could touch on Minge again for a minute.
I mean, feel free, touch away.
I shall. Is this like a black ops group? Is this like funded like secretly by the government, or is this an independent organization?
What he's asking is, do the chopper in?
They don't
Chopper in or
actually
out?
chopper in, but
No.
it is, I mean, that was the 80s,
No
so they
chopper
would
in,
have a
Minge.
lot of
Okay.
forest to cut through before they even got there. It is the 80s after all, but
This is
it
for
is
you,
Black
Natalie.
Ops, yeah, secret. That's my niece. That's my niece right there. Hi, so.
I bet she's very proud.
Yeah, we all are.
Oh, dear. Did that answer your
well,
question, Eddie? Did that answer your question?
Yes, I just think it's a shame that now that we've been told we're allowed to establish support bubbles, Natalie is no longer allowed around her niece's house. It's a shame. It's so close, so close.
Yeah, I
But,
think
you know.
the papers just got served, actually. Yeah,
We're getting quite a few comments. What comes from.
This is what happens, guys.
Oh,
We should
dear.
just do a very rude show.
Is that from an argument?
It's always
That
a rude
wasn't
show. We just try and keep it above board.
You're
but it
right,
never
absolutely,
happens.
Andrew. By the way, Andrew is right. It is what comes before. There's a lot of counter surveillance. There's a lot of, observation. Generally,
Was Andrew perhaps not just explaining what a prequel was?
Well,
you
I
leave
don't
Andrew
know.
alone.
That's what comes
Thank you,
before.
Andrew.
Is he having he might be having a conversation with somebody on there, but I can't see the other half of the conversation, so maybe not. I don't know.
Someone's
Let us
gone,
know,
"What's a
Andrew."
prequel?"
Right then, it's time to vote. So everybody watching on Facebook, you can vote away. I'm going to do you a quick recap of every one you've heard for the prequels, every pitch. So here we go. Phil's was about Grandpa, who still doesn't have a name. Leave a comment if you're voting, by the way, on Facebook. We'll have a tally up in a minute. It was set in the 1950s. There was a drive-in murders, basically. Murders happening in drive-ins. There's a gang feeding all these people. A cop was undercover who we didn't know who he was. He turned out to be a werewolf who'd been, let me get this right, a Nazi engineered meerkat had bitten him and turned him into a werewolf. Is that correct, Phil?
Yeah. Sorry, I switched off there because it was such an interesting synopsis.
It's your idea. Supposed to listen, then if I get it wrong, you might lose points.
Spot on.
Dear. Right, okay. So if you like that, vote for that one. Eddie's,
You wrote more than 3 words down for mine, Chris. Well done.
it's because it was first one. I just thought I'd put the effort in tonight. So
All right, then. We'll see it decline now.
Right then, Eddie's was about Ben. I put Ben Franklin.
Benjamin Franklin Pierce. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Moved to the place, and it was a MASH crossover. Basically, it was all your MASH characters. Donald Sutherland was in there because Keith Sutherland's dad, and then it went off on one about other stuff that I didn't write down. But if you like that, vote for it.
Do you know what? I didn't actually add the bit where Grandpa keeps drinking grape knee-high. That's that big purple soda stuff he drinks, and that's what Radar used to drink in MASH. So it was possible that Grandpa was Radar, but that was the director's cut of mine.
Okay.
Which I'll tell you about if I win.
Right. Nats was Young Grandpa, the society called Minge, Monster Hunters, mention of Mrs. Johnson as well, who was
Miss Johnson,
husband.
yeah. She becomes Widow Johnson. Yeah.
Yeah. Widow Johnson. Okay. Very good. Right, excellent. So it's time to vote. We're going to let our votes come in on Facebook as I look at that, and while they're doing that, we will we'll vote ourselves in the room. So
I'm going to vote for Phil because there's a meerkat in it.
Okay, one for Phil. Eddie, who are you voting for?
I'm going to vote for Natalie.
Thank you, Eddie.
Yeah, I'm voting for Natalie because there's a minge in it.
I'm going to vote for Nats as well.
Yeah, come on, admit it.
For unrelated issues. I just liked it. Let's have a look at his comments, see who's voting in here. This is very awkward, Daniel. What's awkward? That you're late to the show, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, what's awkward, Daniel?
What's awkward, Daniel?
Yeah.
That statement was meant for
maybe it's because he voted for you, Eddie. That's what's awkward.
It's awkward.
Director's cut.
Yeah.
Okay, I can see he's
Thank you, Kathy. That's minge.
One for you.
I have a very popular minge. What can I say? Obviously.
Andrew Roberts. I like MASH. What about your vote? Just I like MASH. We were talking last week about Bodger and Badger, so he likes MASH as well.
Maybe that's why I included MASH this time. I was trying to subliminally get Phil to vote for me by reminding him of his favourite puppet.
Sophia's
my niece
has
voted for Phil to punish me for talking about rude things, clearly. Yeah.
Bit biased, but
thank you, Anna.
It's very popular tonight, that.
Another one won over by the minge.
Yeah, what else we got? I don't want to miss anybody. Here we go. We got the Forests coming in here. Phil's not really nudged out. That's Minge. 2 votes for Nat.
That's Samira.
Wow, you've completely swept the board there, Nat. You have swept the board.
If I'd have known that getting everyone's votes was as simple as talking about fannies, I would have done it.
Hang on, another vote there, Gemma.
Thank you, Gemma. And I mean, I appreciate that you're not. I appreciate Gemma's not objectifying my minge and is instead looking at it from an artistic point of view.
To be honest, Gemma's the only one not voting in a pervy way, so you can if you want, Gemma. It's all good.
I'm just tweaking my sequel now. Does anus have 2 ends in it?
It depends how many you put in.
Just one.
I mean, to be honest, the great thing
works.
about anus is that if you can fit it in, it's all fine. It'll take whatever you put in it.
That noise was the chair, by the way. Right. Okay. So Nat was the winner on the prequels.
Thank you.
Well done, Nat. Quick. There we go. Lovely. Still ain't clapping. He don't care.
No, he's bitter. He's bitter.
Just not bothered. So we're going to move on to the sequels now. So the same process again. If you're watching on Facebook, don't forget you can put your suggestions down for a new Muppet film. We need that for the end of the show. Anything you like can be as daft as you like, and we'll deal with those later. Keep voting as we go as well for the section. So we're going to move on to the sequels now. Sequels to Lost Boys. We're going to start with Eddie this time, first of all. So I'm going to get you a minute ready on the clock.
Yes.
I'm just looking at the comments again. I don't know what that one's. Let me just check this before we start. Hang on. LCD, Andrew Roberts. No idea.
He's on the wrong forum. Is he meant to be on the Cummings chat?
I don't know. LCD TV. I don't know.
That's a display, isn't it? So,
feel free to tell us what you
crystal display ID.
I wonder if he's on wrong chat. I don't know. We don't know. LCD. Right then. Anyway, so on that,
This better not come out of my minute.
it's not. I haven't started the clock yet.
Okay,
Here we go. I'm going to start your minute though right now with the sequel. Here we go.
Okay, Lost Boys 2: The Great Leap Forward. Santa Clara is a smouldering hellscape after a vampiric revenge sees one evening have hundreds of vampires descend and lay waste to large amounts of it. We meet a handful of survivors searching for any of the good salvage and taking it to a series of carved-out basements underneath the video shop, which is where we meet Edgar and Alan Frog. They are grown men now. They are older than their years because of this hard time they've been having. Edgar has an eye patch and Alan has a hook instead of one of his hands. And the whole story is a bit like I Am Legend, the Richard Matheson novel, not the Will Smith film that is loosely based on that. And they have to find a way of destroying the master vampire, who is heavily protected, so they can lift the curse that's keeping everyone inside the city limits and leave.
Okay, cool. Minute and 2 seconds. Well done. Okay, Nat, Phil, have you got any questions?
Well, I did have one, but then you sort of answered it at the end because I was going to ask you whether that apocalyptic hellscape was the whole of America. But so there's a force field holding them just in Santa Clara?
There's like a sort of demonic firestorm encircling it, so they don't know what's on the other side. They could have spread. It could just be there. So there's this unknown quantity. It could be like the stand outside, or it could be like just nice.
Right. Okay.
and then Corey Haim will still be doing that silly deep voice. He doesn't go, "It could be worth fighting for. Oh, I have grown up. I am Corey Haim."
That was a strange voice, wasn't it? It was clearly turning on. It's like, what a choice to make for however long it took him to film.
He's like 4 foot nothing. He's a scrawny little guy. He's like, "Yeah, we're gonna go kill some vampires." It's like,
yeah,
what are you
like,
doing?
why didn't the director just go, "Cut, do your Goonies voice? That's fine." Like,
It's why you got the role.
Yeah, be fine. Yeah.
Well.
Phil, have you got a question?
I was gonna ask Eddie about what any suggestions of cast who will be in this. You've already answered him.
Well, yeah, I think for Edgar and Alan, we get the original ones back. Although they're both like 50 now, aren't they? So.
Well, one of them's actually he's deceased.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh no, that's awful.
Him's gone, unfortunately. Yeah. Feldman's still around.
Didn't he?
Yeah,
I was thinking of. I got them confused. Yeah. Well,
don't forget you can have these set just after the film anyway if you want. You can. It's like fantasy football. You can have your dream cast. Yeah, so let's.
I'd probably have those two sort of about 22, 23 years old, possibly, so that they can actually grow a bit of 5 o'clock shadow and stuff. Not that I can do that to this day, but I'm sure they could in their 20s. And we'll have a few of the. Yeah, we'll have some of the original ones, and also that lass who dressed like Esmeralda out of Hunchback of Notre Dame, Star. She can be in it as well. And
is it just going back to the stubble thing? Is that why you sit in the dark so it looks like you've got a bit of a?
Yeah. Well, come closer, you can see nothing.
No, you've got a bit there. You've got a bit.
Mate, that's about 4 weeks. I'm a hobbit when it comes to facial hair, mate. I can't grab a damn
If you're just joining us, welcome to Grooming on.
By the end of today's episode, I'll have a full tash. That's how fast mine goes.
Me too, actually. Yeah.
Homer Simpson. Yeah. If we get any more of these comments, we all will. Hang on. We've got Andrew's explaining his LCD now. I think there we go.
Lowest common denominator.
We didn't bother putting denominator. We just put
lowest common der.
Yeah,
I like the way he's just lowest common der.
Oh, can't be asked.
Do you know his early comment though? I like mash. He explained that. He put, "Look, I like mash."
I like mash as well.
Wait, not minge. There you go.
Not minge.
It's not for everyone.
Never get them mixed up. Never get them mixed up.
Oh no.
It's never been everyone's cup of tea.
No.
Not unless it is your cup of tea to get them both.
Well, I shocked the full family for Sunday lunch. Put it that way.
The fuck. Right, well, that all the questions. I think it was.
Yes.
I can't remember if I asked
all
one.
the time with this.
I don't know if you did actually.
Go on, ask away then, Phil, if you've got one. I thought you did, but no.
I did.
You asked about the cast.
I did. Yeah. There we go.
Yeah. It was so memorable. We forgot.
Yeah. So I'd probably have this this would come out in like 94 or something like that, maybe 96.
We'll check on the Lost Boys universe timeline and make sure that adds up.
So it could have like a train spotting soundtrack.
It could. I reckon there'll probably be Nirvana in it as well. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Right, let's move on. Nat, you're up next with your sequel to Lost Boys. I'm going to give you a minute on the clock. Are you ready for this?
Okay. Yep, I'm ready.
Away you go.
Okay, so Sam, Edgar, and Alan have opened an electrical store now called Death by Stereo as a front for continuing their monster hunting organisation with help from Grandpa. They've been doing really well, taking out vamps, but they meet their nemesis when they realise the vampire on a primetime TV show, that's right, the Count from Sesame Street, is actually a real vampire. He's using the innocent excuse of teaching children to count to actually lure them onto the set and turn them into their vampire army. So Sam, Edgar, and Alan realise actually the whole cast of Sesame Street is a collection of hellish evil creatures and decide to destroy them all. In the epic battle that ensues, the monsters are defeated because of their annoying habit of stopping the fights halfway through to explain everything they're doing to the audience so that youngsters understand it. And because Sesame Street was so popular, they decide they have to bring everything back as puppets. And then Phil will probably hate that bit. So that's it. That's my sequel.
Right, questions, Phil? He's just thrown his sequel away. He's in trouble now. He's going to go scrambling for it in a minute. Have you got questions for Nats then, Phil?
Yes,
Eddie?
I've got a question about Death by Stereo. What type of guarantee do they offer on products?
Well, they're not very good at all of that stuff because it's just a front. So they don't do any refunds, any exchanges. And in fact, they shoot you with a bow and arrow if you try to ask for one. It's just what they do. Yeah, they're very angry young men at this point. Yeah.
I've just put a little thing on the screen there just as a reminder for everybody. Can everybody see that?
I like that you put you just put little bits for the in jokes for any new viewers. This is a little reference to the Phil Hates Puppets running gag that we've got.
That going all the way through the rest of the thing. I'll put it back. I don't want to sway the votes for you, Phil. Sorry, go on, keep going. You did it, didn't you? You did your question.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Eddie, have you
got a question for Nat?
Yes. So Sesame Street is in New York, and these guys are in California. Is there going to be a road trip aspect to this film?
Absolutely, and they'll probably be taking out bad guys along the way. We might even see like an Area 51 sort of moment, X-Files type thing happening. Maybe get Mulder and Scully in at one point. Yeah, it's going to be quite a long film.
We're going extraterrestrial as well as supernatural.
You know, they've got their fingers in a lot of pies, mate. What can I say? Yeah.
They've shot a lot of arrows into a lot of pies.
They have, yeah. Sasquatch will be in there. Yeah.
Cool.
All of it, yeah.
You're just throwing everything in the mix there. Everything's going in right.
No more questions, Your Honour. Yeah, that was good.
No more questions. All right, very good. Okay, let's move on then. Phil, it's time for your sequel and we'll do our votes. I'll put your minute on the clock. You ready?
Yes.
Away you go.
So we already established earlier on there's already been 2 shit sequels to Lost Boys. So this is going to counterbalance that totally. And it is an animated version with the lead character being Sam's dog, Nanook.
Oh, yes.
It's a bit like Potsworth and Co. and Scooby-Doo. He's joined by the Frog Brothers, who's played by Bodger and Badger, obviously. And they track down and hunt vampires, demons, ghouls, and sex offenders all over the world, including mashed potato bombs are used. And there's lots of various scuffles with demons that get a bit Chuckles brother, like To Me To You type of stuff as well, a bit slapstick. But it's great fun, so I think you should vote for it.
Can I ask whether they were responsible in any way for the suicide of Philip Epstein?
Alleged suicide.
Alleged.
Let's put that out there so Chris doesn't shit his pants.
Alleged.
Alleged.
Oh, yeah. I'm surprised he hasn't typed it in his little ticker at the bottom.
I can't type that fast. You leave me. That was pre-arranged. That puppet one.
Yeah. It was Jeffrey Epstein. You're
Jeffrey Epstein.
Thank you, Jeffrey.
Another pedo nonce.
Yeah.
Okay.
Allegedly.
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 So were they responsible for his death?
Badger hates sex offenders. He doesn't tolerate them at all. So,
Is that the new theme song? Badger hates sex offenders.
Badger likes mashed potato, but he hates sex offenders.
Knows Badger hates sex offenders, makes them into shapes and kills them every day.
That's it. Yeah.
Well,
and I just want to make a statement before the next question.
Please do.
I do like puppets. I just don't like American ones.
Well, it's a good job. Well, Gemma's just asked a question why it's called puppety.
Good question, Gemma. Doesn't like Jim Henson's, apparently, Gemma.
I like Bodger and Badger, Roland Rat. I don't mind Orville and Cuddles.
Sooty.
Sooty's decent. I'm not keen on Sue. She's a bit mouthy, but Sweep's all right. And I was a big fan of Otis the Aardvark. Ed the Duck's all right.
Lord Charles.
Don't know who that is. Who's that?
He was the posh ventriloquist dummy.
I bet he don't. I bet he don't like ventriloquist dummies, do you?
They're a bit scary, aren't they?
Yeah.
Spit the dog. Look, Spit the dog. Yeah. I had a Spit the dog. He used to own one. Yeah.
And we got Andrew.
Basil Brush. Yeah, like Basil Brush. A bit.
Hang on, I like anything with mash. Good.
Yeah.
So, but he loves Bodger and Badger as well then.
Loads of mashy mash sequel, Andrew.
Yeah, good. Getting the vote there, Basil Brush, Michael's asked. Basil Brush, you've answered.
Yeah, I like the old Basil Brush. I don't like the new modified. I'm going to take a show to Edinburgh, Basil Brush, who's a twat.
Allegedly.
Do you think? Are you like as someone who's like who thinks Mariah Carey died in the 90s and they've replaced her, or like Paul McCartney was like, that isn't the real Basil Brush? He died in a car accident in 1987 and he's been a fake ever since.
We all know Mariah Carey is a fembot. She's not real. She doesn't age.
They said the same about Britney. Britney's apparently dead and been replaced. And Beyonce. And
Avril Lavigne.
I'm beginning to think Phil's behind all these replacements.
And Carol Decker.
Is it you, Phil?
Phil, what your encounter
Chris, tell Phil not to push too far.
What were you saying there, Chris?
I was going to ask you, why are you so against the new Basil Brush? Did you have an encounter with him or something? I didn't get that.
I don't like his attitude, Chris. I think his attitude stinks.
Maybe
have you seen one of the shows though? Did you see a show at Edinburgh? That's what I'm asking you, or not?
But that's none of your business.
Does he owe you money? What's happened? This feels like it runs deeper.
Yeah, there's something more to that. He won't tell us.
It feels like it runs deeper.
He's just a rotten shit.
Andrew said her with the sock. Is that another puppeteer?
Her with the sock? Is that a German one?
I don't know that.
Guten Abend.
No.
Dames and Herren. Here is the main sock. Hello. I
don't mind that dog on CBBC at the minute as well. I think it's a Hacker. I don't mind him either. He's all right.
Carol Decker has a double.
Hacker's really fun. Double decker, mate.
Lamb chop. We've really got them started with these puppy things now.
I'm just getting all the comments up today, Chris. It's going to look like we've had a renowned show.
I think we should maybe do a separate stream where we could vote, or just do a separate stream where we get to the bottom of this puppet thing and leave it out of prequel, sequel, requel.
Yeah.
Do you want to do a Parkinson style interview with me about why I don't like puppets?
So you say you don't like the We'll get loads of people.
And what I'll do
is losing viewers. Let's vote. We're losing viewers.
I'll come in like Nicolas Cage and just do a leap. Go woo, woo. Throw money around.
Throwing money at all
Wogan,
the puppets in the audience.
That was Wogan. Sorry.
I think it was Wogan. Yeah, watch the video. Anyway, right. It's time to vote.
I can't remember anyone's sequels, including my own. Now.
I'm gonna give you your pitch summaries right now. So get voting on Facebook. Don't forget, and we will don't let that puppet talk sway your vote one way or the other. Just vote for the pitch, please. Okay. So Eddie's pitch was. Survivors under a video shop, the Frog Brothers, and a master vampire they have to take out. And then I wrote giant leap forward or great leap forward.
Yeah, because like
Was that the company? That was the name of.
That's the name of the sequel because frogs leap, don't they? So it was a great leap forward.
Yep, cool. Okay, Nats was the Death by Stereo, they're called, and they go out and they infiltrate the set of Sesame Street where the Count's real. And then there's an epic battle against the Frog Brothers, I take it, and the puppets. Big go down there. Phil's where the Frog Brothers team up with Bodger and Badger, is that right?
No, incorrect.
It's
animated cartoon with Nanook, the dog, and Bodger and Badger play the Frog Brothers. Let's
and then they hunt down everybody. There's hilarious antics, even though they're hunting down paedophiles.
Yeah.
Slapstick.
I can see it now.
Oh yeah, you can see it now. Running into doors, slipping on mashed potato. It's all in there, just like the Chuckle Brothers. Right.
And then they caused Jeffrey Epstein to murder himself to death.
I forgot that bit. You can't get some votes for that. Did anybody watch that Netflix documentary about that?
No.
I've not yet, no. It sounds horrid.
Well, I watched it and I thought, oh, one episode, go on, I'll put it on. And then it said at the end, you know, where you think this isn't finishing. And then it went, next time. And I went, oh, I thought it was just an hour. And then they dragged it out for 3 episodes. And when you start, you go, I've got to watch it all now. So, but yeah. Anyway.
Netflix always do.
Yeah, they do. That's how they get you watching it all. Yeah, you're right.
It's hard. It's disgusting.
It's bad enough.
It's disgusting.
Right. If you're watching Netflix, just do an hour. Right. Just do an hour for some people. You don't need 3 episodes. Just an hour will do. Just like this. Nobody needs 3 episodes of this.
This isn't going to be an hour, I can tell you that.
Way
over.
You'll only do 4 episodes of Queer Eye Japan, but we've got to have 3 of a nonce.
Can we vote?
We can vote, right? So let's vote on the room while everybody's voting on the Facebook. We'll have a look at them in a minute. So what do we think then? I'm going to vote. Oh, do you know what? I'm going to vote for Phil's.
Oh, sympathy vote, thank you. The way you said that, delivered that.
Do you know
what? I'm going to vote for Phil because he tried his hardest.
He did try with that one.
He did his very best handwriting. I'm going to vote for Phil as well because I want to see more Nanook.
Yeah,
brilliant dog.
I was almost swayed by Nanook, but I love a good dystopian hellscape, so I'm going to vote for Eddie.
Oh, well, thank you.
Right.
I'm voting for Eddie as well because it sounded very futuristic.
Right. Okay. It's everything to play for them because
set in the 90s.
Let's see what comments
thank
we
you,
got.
Kathy.
There you go. One for Nat there. That's good.
Big Bird will be very involved.
Need a Phil versus Basil Brush cage fight. It's not a vote.
No, not Basil.
Is it? No.
It's got to be the Jim Henson puppets he fights because they're the ones he don't like, Michael.
No, but it's big beefs with Basil Brush, though, isn't it, Phil?
Oh, yeah, it's the new Basil, yeah.
Yeah. It's true.
It's fair.
Very true. Andrew, we got Andrew. Not Death by Stereo.
No, I know, Andrew, bless you, but it's a famous line from the film, isn't it? When he nails one with a bow and arrow.
Death by
Stereo.
Death by Stereo. Phil's Smash wins. Yeah, got that. Okay, cool. Daniel, Nats will do. That's my vote.
Thanks, Daniel.
Badger and Badger weren't dead. Is it? Badger's not dead.
Badger's not dead. You're not bad. You know about?
Hey, don't call a member of the audience not bed. He's lovely. Thank you, Daniel.
He's a lovely not bed.
Phil wins for Gemma there. Okay.
Thank you, Gemma.
You're in the lead at the moment. Let's see what else we got. One vote for Nat.
Janet.
Origins. Okay, yeah. Phil for me, due to his passionate spot of most UK puppets.
Yes.
Most of them, yeah.
I'd like to say I'm not on the far right here for puppets.
And Eddie.
Thank you, Sophia.
That's all right. I think that's all the votes online.
Why that is it?
Never seen the film. Sound good. That's all right, Andrew. Yeah,
it's good, Andrew. Watch it. It's really good.
It is worth a look.
It is very good. Right then, cool. Okay, so after that, Phil has won that round.
Oh.
It's everything to play for. Nat won the first round, Phil won the second one. We're going into the last round now, the Requel. So it's everything to play for.
Nothing for me to play for.
You have still got to play for us. If you win this round, Edward French, then everybody's tied. Everybody's tied. We've never had it happen.
You just full named me.
I know. I did.
I didn't realise I was in trouble. Very well.
You weren't in trouble. I was just stating something. It's like if your tea were cold, and you hadn't come for it. Had they gone, Edward, French?
You would.
Oh, you
have.
Hang on. Phil's causing a bit of trouble now. Shut up, Phil. Knobhead. Badger is dead. Badger's dead? It might be. We don't know. Right then, so let's go on to the final section. This is the requels. So let me get my banner up for the requels. Here we go.
Here it goes.
Here we go. The banner's up. Right then. So don't forget to keep those suggestions for Muppet films flying in now. We need them after this section, after we've all voted for this. It'll be the Muppet section.
Right.
Oh, where are you going?
Oh, he's off.
Where's he gone?
He's out of here.
He's got to put his Badger outfit on.
I think that Phil upset him. What did you do, Phil?
Popped a light on.
Oh, that's all right. I think we didn't know how long you were going to be, so we were filling in time.
That was a euphemism for him to pop away and have a pump.
Pop on a pump.
I would stay here and do that out of respect for everyone involved.
You could do a silent one. Nobody know unless you went quiet for a minute, like I froze last week, and you go, and then all of a sudden go.
Yeah, if you see me go like this, that's what I'm doing.
A supple one. Right, let's do the requel. So Nat, I'm going to have you going first here. We're going to get you a minute on the clock. You ready for this?
I'm not going to need a minute. This is a quick one. Yeah.
All right. Cool. Okay. Here we go. Away you go.
Okay. So I love this film. It's always been one of my favorites. I don't want to change a thing. Same cast, same soundtrack, same length, same scenes, everything. The only thing I would change, because I can't stand them, is there would be an epic fight between the cool Lost Boy vampires and the stupid sparkly vampires that don't do anything except hang around young girls' bedrooms and watch them sleep, and they get that asses kicked by the cool Lost Boy vampires and thrown in the sea. Get in the sea. They just do my head in. That is my requel.
All right. Yeah. Wow. Strong.
Quite a lot of
strong
words. Twilight right
there.
There's
a lot of hate there. Use it, Natalie. Use that hatred. Use it in the pitch. That's what you did. It sounded wonderful.
Thanks, darling.
Yes. We felt the pitch was alive. You'd have had that made in Hollywood if you'd have pitched that to him because it was passionate.
Yeah.
Right then, questions, please, Phil and Eddie. Phil's stunned into submission.
We're about to find out that Phil really likes Twilight. Go on, Eddie.
Yeah.
Ask my question.
I was just going to say, how do you think you'll fare getting the rights from Stephanie Meyer? And I call her that because that's how her name is spelt, quite wrongly. Stephanie Meyer will allow you the rights to use her brand of vampire, so you can just kick the shit out of them and put them in the sea.
Well, looking at the absolute trash that she's pumped out in those books,
I'm just going to pop for one of those.
I just think that she won't mind because she just wants the money. This is a very big assumption, and we'll just be like, yeah, sure, you can have the werewolves as well if you want, and then we'll put them in the sea too. Essentially, I don't think she'll give them monkeys. Because
I mean, to be honest, to get werewolves in the sea, you just throw a big stick and they run after it all excited. It's rather fun, really. So that'll be nice.
Yeah, you can even pretend to throw it.
You don't even have to actually. Yeah, you don't have to waste your stick. You can save it for another day.
The next werewolf, the next stupid werewolf.
We all know that sticks are at a premium in Santa Clara.
They are, yeah.
Actually, all the sticks around Grandpa's house because he's just there putting massive stakes into the ground. On the and then he's like, "Oh, we're taking your car, Grandpa. Balls to you." And he's like,
"Big stake." Yeah.
Just put this stake in the ground then.
Then he stuck all the stakes to the front of the car, didn't he, for later?
No, they were in the back of the van, so that when he slammed on the brakes in the back, they slid out and got him.
Like
what happened? Oh, I thought
he backed in. No, he backed in.
I missed that.
It flew out.
It's a bit like the bit in The Omen with the cool head bounce.
What if he'd have got it? What if he had killed everybody in the room because he didn't know where they were all stood?
I don't think he'd given a shit, to be honest.
Did he have a quick look backwards while they were reversing? Oh yeah, I could see through the window.
I mean, to be fair, the first thing he does is when he gets out of the his truck, sorry, he just sort of looks at everybody a bit and then he wanders over to the fridge and goes, "Oh."
Gets a root beer.
He just gets himself a drink straight away. And it's just like, oh, hi, everyone. So
He is
clearly
the coolest.
he was just like, today I'm going to reverse my truck into my own house because I don't care anymore. And
If I
kill a vampire.
Didn't even know there were vampire activity in there. Just
Not a clue, mate. Not a clue.
whoops. Oh, you mean I saved the day? Great. Hey,
Like, I'm absolutely gasping. Just reverse up into your own house and get a soda.
Phil, have you got a question there?
Oh, thanks for involving me there, guys.
Hey, you prima donna, you can join in whenever you want.
Well, I bloody well can't. You just went off in your own little corner of the pub.
Oh my God, you're such
because
a
you haven't watched the
honestly.
film.
Me stood at
You're
the bar
so
like this.
passive aggressive.
He's stood at the bar in the background there and playing darts on his own.
Oh, so
You
passive
sound-
aggressive. I love it.
I've got a question.
You sound as if we were riffing on something that didn't happen, but that's the end of the film. You knew that. It's not a
Yeah,
private
you
joke.
could have literally just joined in.
I had 3 plums on the fruit machine, so I didn't want to go.
Okay, fair enough.
So,
Yeah.
I've got a question. I can't remember much about the pitch because of all that. So my question is: during lockdown, my hair's gone very Keith Sutherland in
Yes,
Lost
it
Boys,
has.
as you can see
Yeah.
here, very long and shit. Do you think I would suit an earring?
I think that depends on how mullet you're willing to go. Because the
It's
bigger
quite
the
long
mullet,
at the minute.
the bigger the mullet, the more it suits an earring. So,
Quite
are you
long
willing
at
to
the
go
minute.
like business
What
on the
about if
top?
I just left it like this, like New Romantic?
That's Hugh Grant, actually. I'd say that's more Love Actually.
I was thinking like an earring, but with like a big cross on it as well. What do you think?
Well, I mean, it would prevent vampires from biting you on one side.
Yeah,
Yes.
You'd have to go for a mullet though. I'd want to see it short on the top,
like a
longer
flat
at the
top,
back.
and then
Yeah.
oh right, okay.
Yeah,
But you'd want that very, very curly Alex Winters do
Yeah,
at
the
the top,
noodle.
and then,
Yeah,
If it was
and
like
then the down to the backs.
Chris's top, but with my back.
yeah, but your back would have to be a bit longer to pull off an earring.
Right,
I reckon.
okay. I'm working on it then. Thank you.
Yeah,
Leave that with me.
yeah.
Did that
Thank you.
answer your question, Phil?
It did. Yes, thank you. Yeah.
Good. Right then, let's move on. It's time for your pitch, Phil.
Okay.
That we'll all obviously have some in-jokes about with later and avoid involving you. But we'll get to this. Don't forget, if you're watching on Facebook, please leave your suggestions for Muppet films, new Muppet films that you've had before: Muppets Christmas Carol, Muppets Treasure Island,
British
Great
ones.
Muppet Caper, The Muppets, Muppets Take Manhattan, all those. So put your suggestions down for a new Muppet film. We'll do something with those after
If
this
there are
section.
any more literary classics that you'd like the Muppets to go for,
Exactly.
that's a good idea.
Exactly. Right then, Phil, it's time for your pitch, then your Requel. So Requel is a reboot or a remake or whatever. I just thought I'd better explain that if anybody's watching don't know what that is.
Thanks for doing that after mine.
Now,
Yeah.
they'll get
Now,
the
now
recap.
this
Don't
just
worry.
looks mad.
They'll get the recap. Yeah, we're all like, what's she on about? Right, Phil, you ready?
Yeah.
Good. Away you go.
I thought long and hard about how this film could be remade, and like Natalie, I am a big fan of it. So I thought, what the hell? Let's totally ruin it. So this is The Lost Lasses, and it's set in Sunderland, right? And it's a gang of proper rough lasses who wear like crushed velvet jogging suits, loads of gold, and tons of hairspray, and they go around feasting on all the fit lads of South Shields, like, oh, Michael, are you finished with that sausage roll so I can nibble on your neck? Type of lass, you know, she's a bit rough and a bit scruffy and wears loads of makeup. And it's led by a Bolshie vampire by the name of Sandra, who's the Keith Sutherland type of role there. And it just gets a little bit Geordie Shaw as well, and just involves a load of scuttling and urinating and stuff like that. And then there's a big head vampire who's played by Alan Shearer. And to be honest, it all needs subtitles, the whole film.
So it's an art piece then with subtitles.
You could say that, yeah. An arse piece, yeah.
I've got a question. So anybody knows that any large groups of
Badgers
women
love mashed potatoes.
Mashed
Sorry.
potato.
badgers love mashed potatoes. Anybody knows that any large groups of women who are in packs inevitably at some point end up in a toilet crying over a boy with at least one of them going, "Is that worth it? Is that worth it?"
Yeah,
But in a Geordie accent. What context will that scene be in?
Well, what I like to call them is a gaggle of gals.
A gaggle of gals, yeah.
And it will be because one of them, he's not dishing out, he's not letting her get the love bite, because they love getting a love bite in Sunderland. It's like a mark of territory. Oh man, look at the hickeys on your neck. You've been proper getting booked, haven't you? That's the type of thing what they talk about.
Okay.
And they fell out in the toilet because her lad has given her mate a love bite, and she's proper kicking off, like, you know what I mean?
Oh my God,
and
so
next
would
thing you
I.
know, they're fighting all over the floor, and the hair's getting pulling out, and they're kicking each other in between the legs. Like, you know, girls can be really rough when they fight. I've seen a lot of this online, and it gets very gritty, very northern. It almost gets a little bit Full Monty in sort of emotion as well. I think I might get maybe Ken Loach to direct this, and probably I'll bring out of the retirement the very beautiful Donna Eyre to play the lead role of Sandra.
Okay, thank you. I feel like that more than answered my
Good,
question.
very good. Yeah, it did more than answer. Yeah, good. Okay, Eddie, have you got a question for
I
Phil?
do. Did you purposefully mispronounce Alan Shearer's name so it sounded like Alan Shearer?
That's how they say it in Newcastle, Eddie.
Fair enough,
who's up front of you? Is it Shearer?
Well, in that case,
powers of Grayskull.
Yeah, I might have. Had I been in Newcastle in my youth, I might have found football more entertaining if I'd have known that Shearer was one of the most prized players of the Magpies.
Sometimes they start conversations with He-Man involved as well. They'll go like, "He-Man, is Shearer playing?" Like that. So,
what a wonderful place it must be. No more questions, Your Honour.
I'm glad I'm not from there.
All right, cool. For those watching as well who don't know what scuttling is, can you tell us what that is, Phil, please?
It's an animalistic way of making love.
Thank you. Just to clear
if
that up.
anybody would like an instruction pamphlet, I do create them.
I don't think there's anyone who couldn't have worked out what scuttling meant contextually.
Hey, you don't know. Some people don't know these things, you know.
Right.
It's true, but
Eddie, Chris didn't know. That's why he asked.
Didn't know what it was.
Well, he does now.
I do now. I just think of the viewers. You know what I mean?
He's a very innocent boy. Look how innocent he is.
Some people say, you know, think of the viewers. You know, they might not know. Just clearing it up for them.
That's true. No, you're right. You are the conduit between the performers and the viewers.
Yeah.
You're a very special boy, Chris.
Yeah. And you prove that, Chris, with your reiterations of our pictures.
Accurate, on point.
Yeah, I dumb it down for everybody.
Phil did one and it had a man in it, and it was nice. It was just nice.
There was probably mashed potatoes. I don't know.
Right, it's time for Eddie's Requel now. Last one, and then we'll vote. And then we'll get those Muppet suggestions off you as well. Okay, I'm going to put you a minute on the clock. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Away you go.
Similarly to Nat and Phil, I'm not really making a big lot of changes because, similar to Nat and Phil, I really like this film and think that it's pretty much spot on overall. But there are a couple of little bits that I feel could be extended. Like the bit where he's like, "Oh, here, eat some rice. You like your maggots? Ha! No, I'm joking. Here, have some spaghetti. Oh, nice worms you're eating." 2 of them. I think there should be at least 5 more of those. And also, when the Frog Brothers say, "Oh yeah, well you better get yourself a garlic T-shirt," I think there should have been more suggestions of things he could wear if he wasn't going to take that. Oh, and also just pull out a lot of that yelling that happens in 80s films from young lads who just go, "Ah!" Just a bit less of that Goonies crap, and I think we're looking at something just bulletproof.
Fun. So more of a remaster and a bit of added stuff and a few things.
It's basically a likely extended cut, and pretty it up a little bit. I don't think anything really needs cleaning up. It still looks really good, to be fair. So yeah.
Cool. Okay. Right. Excellent. Okay. It's let's get some questions then, Nat and Phil.
Yeah, I want to know what other films you are films, not films. What other foods you are substituting for bugs? We've had rice and maggots. We had noodles and worms.
Well, I think I think he's going to like, oh, would you like a slice of pizza? And they'll go, yes, please. And they'll go, oh, look, a necrotic foot that you're eating. And it'll just be, but it'll still have like melted cheese and pepperoni on it and stuff, but it will just be like a rotting foot. And I think also they go, oh, why don't you have some nice mashed potato? And he'll go, oh, mashed potato, and bring it around. But it'll actually be that old white dog shit that you used to get in the past. So I go, oh, do you like your white dog shit? I go, oh, no. But he'll carry on eating it because it's still a bit like mashed potato. There'll be some of those, you know.
Yeah.
And please don't even get me started on what the sausages are going to be. Penises.
Oh.
But that or he might go, oh, after that dinner, would you like a cigar? They'd be like, yeah.
Just lighting a big penis.
Just lighting a big.
It's not lighting. It's not. It works at the end.
Would it not become floppy when it became a penis?
It'd be
like, cigar, and then it go whoop.
Why does this cigar have a massive pair of nuts on it?
And then it would burn the back of his hand. It'd be like, no. It'd be like one of those. It'd be like one of those "don't smoke or you'll become impotent" adverts where they've got like the cigarette in between the fingers and the ash falls off. It'd be like that, but it'd be a real knob and it would burn his hand.
That's why people smoke after sex, Eddie.
Yep. It's also why they very rarely smoke through their penis.
Yeah.
That's a surefire way to get him.
On safety tip. Thanks, Egon.
Yeah. Well, for me to encourage smoking, but if you are going to, smoke it through your mouth. Just
nice. So, any more questions for Eddie before we start voting?
No questions for me because I want to hurry up and finish.
Right then, on that, it's time to vote. So votes. Let's get voting online, please, on Facebook. And as I give you a recap, here we go. So Nats was no change, just an epic fight between the sparkly vampires from Twilight. I believe that was it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Nice and easy.
That's
okay.
it.
Phil's was Lost Lasses, a gang of female vampires feasting on lads with the head vampire Sandra, a bit like Geordie Shore. And then a big scene in the toilets.
The lasses from South Shields and Sunderland, man. Don't be calling them Geordies.
You said Geordie Shore.
I said it'll be similar.
All right. Okay. All right. Sorry. Eddie's was no major changes. It was just going to extend the rice and noodle scene to incorporate other foods being changed into something, as we just discovered there, penis.
Because I thought he just fell for the same trick immediately after he fell for it the first time. I thought, if he's that gullible, do it like 8 times. It'd be funnier.
Yeah, absolutely. The garlic list would have been extended and there'd been no yelling at all in that film.
There'd have been much less of that kind of yelling. That's all. There's a very specific 80s kids that yelling of just going, really.
Yeah, all 80s ones, yeah. Okay, right then, but let's get those votes in. They're coming in now, so we'll have a look at that in a minute. Let's vote in the room while we do this. What do we think, guys? I'm
going for Phil.
Phil? Okay.
Phil for me, yeah.
Yeah, cool.
I'm voting Nat again.
Thank you, Eddie.
Yeah.
It's a tough one, this one, but I like Natalie's because she's not changing the film, and I hate the Twilight series because it's shit.
Oh, thank you.
I just feel Eddie actually added some value to his because there is bits of that film that can be improved by drawing it out a bit further as well. So I think Eddie for a serious answer for once.
So you voted for Nat?
No, I vote for Eddie.
Oh, well, you just
it was very confusing, that film.
It was confusing. You went, I'm going to vote for Nat. Well, Eddie did compelling argument.
Showing is working.
Yes, okay. I'm just showing me working out, Chris.
He was showing he's working out, but he didn't give us the correct answer to start with. He's already working out. That's all he is.
Vote for me.
Yeah, I had this to do. I was going to vote for you, you bugger. I'm still going to vote for you, Phil. I liked it. It was good. I like the idea of, a reverse thing with all the lasses on a night out and being vampires. I quite like that. It's a new idea. I think. I don't think it's been done. Right then, so let's have a look for the votes here. Just go back a bit. we've got some Muppet suggestions there. That's good. I'm just coming back. Hang on, here we go. This is where it starts. So Andrews, that's not a vote. It's just a statement. Benny Hill used to scuttle. I believe he did. Yeah, scuttled with the best of them, I guess.
We're out.
Scuttle championships. We got an actual vote. Yeah, here we go. Phil, just for the word scuttling. So there you go. See, I told you people.
Never
you want a pamphlet, Kathy? You want a pamphlet?
Never underestimate the importance of expanding people's vocabularies. They really appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got.
I do think of myself as a bit of a wordsmith, you know.
Oh, you're a poet. You make pictures with words. Oh.
Phil. Nice. Here we go, Andrew. It says, "Oh no, that's a Muppet suggestion. We'll save that. Sorry.
Oh no!
Oh no, the system's flawed." Oh, we've got a vote for Nat, but I can't reveal it because it's got a Muppet suggestion as well from your niece.
Oh, thank you for the vote for Nat. Thank you.
Bias. Didn't vote for Phil. Here we go, Daniel. Let's have a look. Didn't vote for Phil. If there's no. Therefore, I vote for Phil. So even though you're causing uproar, you still got a vote off Daniel there.
Treat them mean, keep them keen. Wow.
Yeah, well, here we go though. Two votes for Eddie.
Oh, Michael, I'll fucking have a word with you like about that sun dancing.
So
I don't have a smoking fetish. I just really miss smoking. That's all it is.
I think that's all the votes in. So you're not going to believe it. Phil won that round with 6 votes, which means Phil has won this evening's votes with 2 rounds to Phil for the Lost Boys. There, well done, Phil. Very good. Now we've got time to do this. So we're going to move on to the Muppet section now. So let me. So this was audience suggestions on Facebook. Keep them coming in if you've got some more. We'll have a look at them all. A new Muppet film, new Muppet title. So we've got, first of all, down at the bottom here, we've got Anna saying the Muppets on meth. So what do you make of that one, guys? What do you think?
I think that would just be a really sad one where bits of their felt is like falling away and you can see the hands in them and the sort of all of it. I think it would be very educational. Hence why the Children's Television Workshop would definitely make it. Although Disney
has anybody
rubbish.
I was going to say you could incorporate the Muppets with Breaking Bad, and that'd be quite good. Like, yo, Kermit!
Would it be Kermit who would become the meth maker?
No, it'd be the mad professor one who with the
honeydew, Bunsen honeydew, Bunsen honeydew in a pair of pants.
Yeah,
just out in the desert. With Beaker as that really annoying kid, Jesse.
Yeah. I like it. That's good. That.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Well,
better than Breaking Bad.
Anna's put another one here. We'll do that one. Carry on, Muppet in. Carry on, coming back again. Here we go.
Is that the one where Miss Piggy's doing some exercises and her ball gown flies off?
Would Miss Piggy do that though? I think Miss Piggy's too classy for that.
She's too classy, you're right? Yeah,
she's
too classy, but. They'd use a body double. They'd use that chicken that Gonzo has sex with. Camilla.
That's his wife.
Hashtag allegedly.
Stop being speciesist. It's his wife and he loves her.
Allegedly.
I got no beef.
This is the one where I couldn't show accept votes. There's Miserables, but with
Les Miserables.
Blah, 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 blah.
Oh, can you imagine Rizzo at the beginning? Look down, don't look them in the eye.
Wait a minute, Phil, do you know what Les Mis is? Your face is doing a thing.
I know what Les Mis is. I just don't like the Muppets.
Phil, guess what?
Phil.
Guess what notebook I'm using? Look, this is my notebook for all of the...
Oh, my God, look at that.
Yeah. Look at that.
Beaker is Javert.
That's going to be Phil's nightmare tonight. That.
You want Beaker as Javert, so he'd be like a
Beaker would be Javert.
Yeah. I think so. Because he looks really seriously.
We've got a giant comment here. Hang on. I first saw the Muppets doing Winston the Wilderness Years because this weekend I found out he's one of our own. But I prefer the Muppets doing Escape to Victory and definitely Ed.
Oh, he voted for me.
Oh, usually just I didn't see that. Oh well, I'll put it on there.
Thank you.
So Escape to Victory then. So the classic Stallone and who else is in it?
I haven't
Pele.
seen it.
Pele.
No, I don't think I've seen it.
I've never seen
Pele
it.
is the
Great film.
Ozzy Ardiles is in it. Loads of famous footballers from back then.
It's good.
That's why you
That's
want
why I
to see
haven't
it.
seen it.
So
Oh, that's why I've not seen it.
Muppets Escape to Victory. They'd have to run along like they do with the arms out playing football.
Oh, nice. Do that one. The Great Escape would be good with Muppets.
Yeah.
Because then they'll go, oh, good luck, by the way. Good luck. Thank you. Bye. Oh, no.
Roberto's just put his favourite Muppets film down, which is fine.
I love the Muppets Most Wanted as well.
Ricky Gervais, we got that.
Yeah.
Muppets do Trump Plaza. Well,
What
he's
do
a
they
Muppet,
do
isn't he,
to
really?
Trump Plaza?
Would you have a Muppet Donald Trump, or would you just have the real one?
I think
There's no
he'd be the
difference.
one human in it, yeah.
Yeah, he'd be the human, yeah. Due to his acting
And he would
range.
think that the Muppets were real, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The greatest Muppets, yeah, okay. Yeah.
I'm Ed Kermit, very weak handshake, very weak.
Maybe it could be a big slapstick one, and like they keep tripping him up and stuff, and he falls downstairs, and then they murder him in cold blood at the end. Maybe I his own film.
No.
Just not bothered. Muppets conspiracy theory again from Michael.
Oh yeah. Because if we make that, they'll just get us.
Is that based on the Mel Gibson film? Have you seen that film, Conspiracy Theory?
Oh yeah.
Julia Roberts.
Oh, a long time
The
ago.
bottle
Yeah.
on the door, doesn't it? Yeah.
It's an old film, that, yeah.
Yeah, a long time ago.
Yeah, okay. Janet said 50 Shades of Muppets.
Oh, Janet, how could you do that to the
Is
Muppets?
Kermit playing Mr. Grey, whatever he's called?
Has he got that in him? Has Kermit got that in
Mr.
him?
Green. Mr. Green.
Green, yeah.
Would you like me to put
it in a little bit deeper?
Hey.
Would he be his ukulele?
I can't do Piggy. Can anybody do Miss Piggy impression?
Kermit!
Oh, Kermit,
That's good, that.
hurts.
Wormy, wormy. That was Gonzo, wasn't it?
And then she has a go on the whip.
And then he can go, I'm going to bring out the big sex toy, and Gonzo just has a penis nose. He just starts doing that with him.
That, or it's they do the Sesame Street crossover and have Mr. Snuffleupagus.
Yeah. I'm a Snuffleupagus. Oh, I'm a Stick-it-upagus.
I think that's back to Carry On Muppetting.
Big bird. That were him on it. Hey, big bite, yeah. Good God. Right. Bob's just put Muppets Go Mad on Crack. Why not?
Well, that's similar to the meth, isn't it?
Yeah.
But he
Muppets
brought it
on-
a bit more northern, didn't he?
There was a Muppets show called Muppets on Ice, and I always thought it should have been called Muppets on Acid. And had them all come out on skates.
Ice is a drug at the minute as well, Chris, so you could just still keep the same title, apparently.
Yeah. Very good. Okay. Gone along. Dominic coming live at Barnard Castle with the Muppets.
Yeah.
That'd be like a road movie with them all in back.
All going for
that, or all the windows on the castle, their heads pop up in it, and they do like a big show going, "We're here to test your eyesight. We're here to see you right." And they're just holding up just like letters, rows of letters for him to read. D874. I know most of those were numbers, but
It's good. It's good. I think
I like
that might be all of the Muppets. Have you got any ideas yourself that you wanted to?
I've got the Muppets Bodger and Badger special. Where Bodger and Badger go basically crazy with a machine gun, killing Muppets, and they form their own sort of elite assassination squad with Roland Rat and all of the elite British puppets and kill all of the shit Jim Henson Muppets. Apart from Ludo from Labyrinth, I like him.
I think it's obvious that Jim Henson's puppets would win this. It's obvious.
Yeah,
Come
true.
on.
Yeah. Is Nat wearing an air-conditioned Batwoman jumper? Everyone else is mopping their brow.
Michael, I appreciate you think it's Batwoman, but they're just vampire bats in honor of the Lost Boys. And maybe I'll wear it if we ever do a Batman film as well. I don't know. But no, ladies don't sweat, do we? We glow.
Ooh. Live and Let Die
with Muppets.
With Muppets.
Sure.
James Bond Muppets would be good, actually. Yeah,
would be good.
It's not been done before. I'm surprised it's not
I
been
like
done.
Andrew. Andrew's making my night.
There is a sketch. Sorry, I was going to say there's a sketch on Muppets Tonight with Pierce Brosnan and Miss Piggy where he plays Bond and he does some fire eating. So check that out. So I'd throw that in the mix.
That classic Bond thing of fire eating.
It's because he could do it, but it went wrong or something. I know all these stupid facts.
I think what they should do is they should remake the excellent German film Downfall with the Muppets. Just Hitler, the guy who played Hitler, have him reprising his role, but then have the rest of the cast made up by the Muppets. So you got Goering and Himmler. And all this stuff, and then he's there going 999, and when he's told that Berlin's been taken by the Allies, and then they're obviously going, I guess he didn't like the news, huh? It'd be, I think it'd be a bit more jovial.
Which Muppet was that?
It was two of them. They said it at the same time, so I did both of their voices at once.
Who was your favourite Muppet?
It was the Blanche from the Golden Girls Muppet.
Yeah. I didn't think of a Muppet to begin with, so it just went
right.
Eddie's own. He made a new one up. Eddie Muppet.
Right, it was his own Muppet. That's fine. Then I think that's the end. So what we're going to do now, let's put that back. Thank you for joining that on Facebook with the suggestions there. That's always good. That bit, enjoyed that to see what you put in everything. Thanks for joining. Appreciate it. Like I just said. Don't know why I said it twice. I doubly enjoyed you joining in tonight.
Because you meant it, that's why.
I did mean it. Yeah, usually I don't, but I did tonight. I meant it.
Yeah.
So give yourselves a little round of applause on Facebook for joining in. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Phil.
Phil's like a villain in a movie now, eating an apple. It shows how evil they are. That's a trope of movie villains.
I eat your apple.
Eat an apple. It's true. Right then, quick plugs for stuff coming up. Phil, what have you got this week?
Swallow!
A mouthful of apple.
He's eating.
New podcast episode comes out on Wednesday.
So, Ted Hankey podcast.
And it's a special 50th episode.
Oh.
So we've been going for 50 episodes from strength to strength. It's going to be a special one. So that comes out. It'll be on my Ted Hankey page from about 6 a.m. on Wednesday morning.
Cool. So Ted Hankey on Facebook, check that out. Nat, you're back at work. Have you got anything to plug? Any bath bombs?
No, just come and buy some bath bombs, please.
Buy some bath bombs.
Come and see me.
And you can wear your mask so you don't have to smell any stuff as well in Lush.
Oh, it'll get
everyone's a winner.
And they're not allowed to hug you either. So
no aggressive human.
It's a perfect time to go to Lush, if any. It's the perfect time.
I can't make
whenever I come in to see you at work now, I have to warn the staff run up to you, go, I'm here to see Nat, and they go, back off. It's like we
can't do that anymore now.
Right,
it'll be like a normal shop.
Right.
If I buy some bath bombs, Natalie, will you come round and drop them in the bath for me?
Of course.
They do live demos. Did you know that? They do demos.
No, not allowed. No live demos.
Oh, not at the moment. Nothing. You'll have to wait till.
Build him up and then lay him down.
Sorry, Phil.
You have to live stream the demos. They do them in their own baths and then just send you the footage.
Am I allowed to go for a bath in Lush then? Can I do that?
As long as you wear a mask, it's fine.
Yeah.
A mask.
Right,
not bothered about pants.
Bring your own tin bath, yeah.
Go on. Right, let's keep going here. We're nearly done. Right, Eddie, have you got anything to plug this week?
A couple of things. IC News podcast run by our friend Sam Gore. Very, very funny, satirical. Not for everybody to listen to. So if you're under 18, don't listen to it. It's full of naughty words. And something that is for everyone is the Fire Breathing Kittens, which is a 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons podcast. I've joined their ranks. I will be in it starting in August, but listen to it now. They've got tons of adventures on there, and they're very fun indeed.
Where's that? Is that a Facebook page or a?
That is a podcast. You can find it in through any podcast, whatever you get your podcast through, Apple or wherever.
Cool. Okay. I want to quick mention to our good friend Amy Forrest as well. She's there's a live show, a streaming show, of it's from the National Theatre. And help me out on it. They said what night was that on?
The National Theatre have been streaming productions they've had on over the past couple of years, and a former member of Discount, Natalie Forrest. You might recognise the surname from Amy Forrest. I was looking at Natalie on the thing. Amy Forrest. You might recognise the surname from one of our regular audience members, or two of them, I suppose. It's called Small Island, and it's going to be on YouTube for a week, starting on the 18th of June, I believe. It got excellent reviews.
Yeah, really.
So you can watch that for free on YouTube. Small Islands, the National Theatre, from the 18th.
So check that out as well. As always, we put a show up from Discount Comedy Checkout Improv Group on every Friday night. All these guys are in the group, so you'll catch them at various things. There's some to watch on our Facebook page as well, Discount Comedy Checkout. And as far as prequel, sequel, requel goes, we'll be back next Sunday night with a brand new episode. We're going to be doing Titanic for the panel members next week. And everybody can suggest new Terminator film titles next week who's playing on Facebook. So come and join us for that. It'll be 8 o'clock Sunday night. And also, we are running a bit of a homemade movie thing, Star Wars, basically. We're sending out script pages for Star Wars to anybody who can do this. We've had loads of families joining in. Send us an email to prequelsequelrequel@hotmail.com. We'll send you a Star Wars page. Film it at home while you're all there. Have a bit of fun with it. Send it back. We're going to edit it all together for the full film and have a preview of it, a premiere on Facebook when it's all back together. So that's something for you all to do. So email us about that. But that's it for tonight. Thank you so much for joining. We do appreciate you joining us on Sunday night. Have a bit of a laugh with us. We'll see you next week, 8 o'clock Sunday. Every Sunday this is on 8 o'clock, new episodes, and you can join in and play along with us. So thank you very much. We'll see you again. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.